Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I'm bringing you a full day wear test, review and demo on two brand new products by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm talking about the Luminous foundation as well as her setting powder. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know more about these two new products by Anastasia Beverly Hills, just keep on watching. Okay friends, so as you know, we're going to be reviewing these two new friends by Anastasia. I'm super excited to try this foundation because it's luminous and it's up on my alley. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Just to let you know, I have a kind of normal dry skin, a little bit of dry patches right here on this area at the moment, sensitive skin, reactive skin. I'm also on my 30s, meaning that I have some signs of aging, a little bit of like lines here, there, smile lines that are a little bit more profound than what I like. And then I have a lot of freckles, a few marks here and there from sun damage, but that's pretty much it. I do not like full coverage foundations. I like light to medium coverage foundations. I love radiant foundations. Those are the foundations that I like the most. I do not like matte foundations, and I usually do not wear primer. My skincare is very easy in the mornings. I usually just use a moisturizer and then an SPF, and then I do a whole set of different things at nighttime, but I usually leave it for the night. And I also have a light to medium skin with mostly yellow undertones, but I get along well with neutral undertones. I purchased this foundation today at my local Ulta store, and I grabbed the shade 250C, which is cool. And I know that's kind of weird, but believe me, when I went in the store and I swatched them, most of the ones that they were supposed to have more of a neutral undertone, they were pulling very orange. So I will highly suggest go to your local Ulta store and check if for shade match. I also went ahead and bought the new Anastasia Beverly Hills loose setting powder in translucent. So here you go. And now let me show you the packaging. It's basically a silver box. It says Anastasia Beverly Hills on this side right here. On this side right here says foundation. And then on this side it tells you a little bit more about the foundation itself. And then on this side you will find the ingredients. Then the shade, it's gonna be on the top of the box. So getting to know a little bit more about this foundation comes in actually 50 shades. Now when I went to my Ulta store, they didn't have all the 50 shades. In fact, this is a little bit off for my shade, and the shade that it would have been perfect for me, or so I think, it wasn't available. So I don't know why it's that, but hopefully they will get all the shades maybe this coming week. So this foundation is supposed to be a medium coverage. It has a natural finish that looks and feels like glowing, gorgeous skin. This foundation is vegan, is gluten-free, is fragrance-free, alcohol-free too. It has been clinically tested, is dermatologist tested, is ophthalmologist tested, and is non-comedogenic. It is suitable for sensitive skins. Yay, that's me. They are talking about me, right? And it's also supposed to be long wearing. The price of this foundation is $38, and it comes in the standard size of 1 fluid ounces or 38 mLs, and it's also made in the USA. Now it is, like I said, available right now at Ulta stores, and as well as online at ulta.com, as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. It will come to all other retailers on August 15th. So just in case if you want to wait to buy it somewhere else. Now as far as the loose setting powder, again, I got it in the translucent version, but it comes in 5 different shades. So it has translucent, vanilla, banana, deep peach, and golden orange. These loose setting powder is also cruelty-free. It is vegan, is gluten-free and oil-free, is clinically tested, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. Just as the foundation, the cost of this powder is $36, and the weight is 0.9 ounces or 25 grams, which is pretty comparable to, for example, Fenty Beauty setting powder. It comes with the same, kind of the same amount of product. This one right here is 28 grams, this one right here is 25 grams. So a little bit off right there for just a couple grams, but not that much. And really quick, just to point out, after you open, both of these products will last you 12 months. That's the shelf life of these products. Then after that, they will expire. Now, as far as the foundation goes, the first ingredient is water. I don't see any fragrance. I see dimethicone. And then as far as the setting powder goes, the first ingredient is talc, and then the second ingredient is mica, and then it also have dimethicone. And then that setting powder, the box is also, alike to the box of the foundation, silver, just very cohesive. Nothing out of the extraordinary, to be honest with you. Now, when you take out the foundation from the box, this is the component. It is nice glass. It says Anastasia Beverly Hills. It tells you here that it is a luminous foundation. And when you turn it around, you see that it says right here, foundation. Very fun, kind of trendy font. And it's very interesting, but this package of this foundation looks a lot as the Radiant Foundation by NARS. If you can tell, they are the same. I mean, the only difference is that the NARS Radiant Foundation has a matte cap, and then the Anastasia foundation has a kind of like a, like a glossy kind of cap. So that's that. But anyhow, when you open it up, thank goodness it have a pump. And now let's take a quick peek to the powder. So the powder comes in a jar like this, a little bit dome top. This part right here is kind of like a soft matte, that's the cap, and then this is plastic. So let's see, when you open it up, it seems like it has like a very big sifter. I don't know if you can tell right there in the camera, but the holes are super large and big, and this is just, it doesn't have a stopper. Oh no. They really need to improve packaging on these setting powders because they are messy. They're messy. They could have done something a little better. Okay, well, let's see how magical this is. So now let's just get started at applying the foundation. I usually don't use a lot of primer, but because they do have enlarged pores, I want to use my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. Comes in this jar right here, like that. And I'm just gonna use it on one side of my face, and that's how I like to test my my foundations. So I'm just gonna put it on one side, and then the other side I'm not gonna do any primer. As I mentioned before, I only have my moisturizer and SPF right now, and that's it. I don't have anything else. And then on this side of my face, I'm gonna be using my beauty blender, and then on this side of my face, I will be using this IT Cosmetics brush. It is very creamy, moussey. It's not liquidy. A little bit like not. The consistency is not super runny. It is about half a pump that I'm using on this side. So understanding that this is the medium coverage foundation on first application, it really gave me a nice light coverage that I really enjoy. Now let's go to the other side, and like I said before, I will be using my IT Cosmetics number 7 brush. And again, I'm just going to be doing half a pump. As you know, we will acquire a better coverage with a brush, because the brush will not absorb much of the product. Okay, the foundation is really nice. I really like it. It has some luminosity, but it's not super luminous. And you know what? It is drying super fast too. So right now I was able to build it up to a light to medium coverage. I still see peeking through my freckles. So I'm just gonna apply a little dot right there, right here. I'm just gonna pat it really quick. And I don't like to cover my freckles, but I like to, you know, camouflage them a little. And sometimes I have to go over with a little bit more foundation right on the cheeks so they blend in too, because I do have some redness on my cheeks. And then the same amount I'm gonna be using on this side right here. The remaining, I'm just gonna put it on my nose. Okay, I will say this foundation is true medium coverage. You can acquire a more light to medium coverage with a sponge, and then a true medium coverage right off the bat with a brush. And it actually sets super fast. It's completely dry on this side. Right here is still wet because I just reapplied it, and then it's dry right here, and it's drying up right here. So that's really good because you don't necessarily have to set. About the luminosity, it's not super luminous. I mean, it is it has some luminosity, but it's more of like natural skin like, and very, very lightweight, which I like. And it's so far it's not settling into my fine lines or pores. Now I'm going to be applying my concealer. I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant Concealer in the shade Custard. And now let's go ahead and use this setting powder. Again, I got it in that translucent version. So let's just peel it off. As you can tell, the holes are super big, which I'm not very fond of. And I don't like to use a lot of setting powder, as well as I don't like too much of a mattifying powder because I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes, and I don't like them to be like emphasized from, you know, using too many matte products or a matte setting powder. Okay, and now I'm gonna finish my entire face of makeup off camera and be right back with you to just give you a few updates throughout the day of how this foundation is wearing. So just keep on watching. Okay friends, so I'm done with my eye look, and I decided to bring you here and apply my other products on my face just for you to see how the foundation acts. What I'm thinking to do, although I'm also reviewing the setting powder, I really do not want to set my whole face because I want for the foundation to really give us the best of, you know, that it can give. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Chanel. This is Soleil Teint de Chanel. It's a bronzer. It's a cream bronzer, and I'm gonna be using this brush right here, the brush that I use for my foundation. I'm just gonna warm up my complexion. And the foundation is very lightweight. It's not settling into my fine lines. It's also not settling into my pores, but it's settling right here on the divots of my nose. And it's kind of like breaking right there. So I'm gonna be, you know, tapping it in a second. And the foundation feels really lightweight right now too. So, and it has set completely. So it's a self-setting kind of foundation. It's set really, really fast. It doesn't feel, you know, drying, pulling, anything of that. So the only thing is right over here that it has settled a little onto my fine line. So yeah, let me just tap it and see how it does throughout the day. Okay, next I'm gonna go ahead and use my Natasha Denona tan palette, and I'm gonna be using this shade right here. And as you can see, I didn't set the other bronzer by Chanel because powders, they go on top fairly easy, And this Natasha Denona's tan palette is so good. It's very good. It's just it's very easy to blend. Okay, that's all what I'm gonna do right there. And then for my blush, I'm gonna be using this Jouer Cheeky Summer Duo, and I'm gonna use the darker color right here. For my highlighter, I'm gonna be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Greasy highlighter. I mean, this is a classic by now, and I'm so happy that they brought it back. I hope that it stays permanent and it will never go away because it's such a great highlighter. I'm gonna be using my Wayne Goss number 10 to apply it. So I don't want to really set my whole face. I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I don't usually do right here, but I just want to try the setting powder from Anastasia. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning right here with this powder, kind of like a baking process. Now for my lips, I'm gonna line them up with this MAC Cork liner. And for my lipstick, I'm going to be using a Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Anniversary. Okay, now that I have finished with my lips, I'm going to dust off all of this powder down here. And I'm not going to set with any setting spray the foundation because I want you guys to really see how the foundation does on my skin, how it lasts without any other help. And again, I didn't powder anywhere else of my face with the Anastasia setting powder. I just powdered right here, and under my eyes. And actually, I really like how my under eyes are looking after powdering. They don't look cakey. It doesn't really look like I have too much on my under eyes, and I'm really enjoying it. So here you go. Here's a close-up look of the foundation and the setting powder. So I have finished with the whole application of my makeup. It is right now 8:26 in the morning. I'm gonna be doing many things today. It's a Sunday, so I'm gonna be out and about with my kids. So I'm gonna be doing some quick check-ins along the way and let you know how this foundation and setting powder are wearing. So if you want to know more about these products, just keep on watching. Okay friends, here I am doing a quick check-in for you. Right now it is 5:55. So it's getting late, but it's still very sunny here in California. Let me see, let me move a little bit on the shade. So yeah, there you go. So the foundation is looking really nice, really well. As you can tell, it's not so luminous, and the coverage is medium coverage. I'm losing a little bit of coverage right here and right here. I haven't sweat a lot. It's settling very slightly on my forehead, and then it has been settling right here from the very beginning on this divot right here of my nose. So I just keep tapping, you know, and kind of like it's removing whatever foundation is remaining. But other than that, it's wearing pretty nice. It hasn't wear off that much. It's staying well, and it's not. It is not heavy. So that's what I like. And then the powder. I mean, most of my concealer is gone, a little bit gone, but the powder is also very light and is not extremely mattifying, at least the one that I got, the translucent one. Okay friends, just keep on watching. I will be giving you my final thoughts in a little bit later though. Thank you. Okay friends, so it is 10:10 in the evening, and this is the end of my day, and I have to say that I'm very impressed with this foundation and the setting powder. The foundation hasn't worn off I mean, almost nothing. I'm extremely impressed with the wear time of the foundation, and as you know, I haven't set my entire face. I have to say that the setting powder, it is extremely velvety. Like, it feels so soft. Like, I don't know, it's just, okay, it doesn't have any scent. You know what it feels like? It is velvety, it is soft, but it also feels kind of like, not the feeling of cornstarch. I mean, leaning to that side, but not as much as cornstarch. As cornstarch. It's super soft, silky, very silky. And even though this one is translucent, it's not really translucent. It's not 100% translucent. It has a little bit of a white cast, but it really smooths out my skin. It really set my concealer and this area right here. So what I noticed is if I use the foundation alone, it sets a little bit on these divots right here that I have, and a little bit on my smile lines. Not a lot right here. And you know what? This foundation hasn't set on my dry patches, which I'm really happy about. So what I think it is, if you set this foundation with either the Anastasia setting powder or any other setting powder, it will not set on the fine lines, which again, the way that it's set, it is not a lot. It's nothing that I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's really making me a little cakey or anything like that. Now this foundation, it says that it's luminous, but when I applied it on, it wasn't too luminous. It became luminous throughout the day as, you know, as just my oils break through the foundation. But the foundation looked really well. It looks super, super nice. As you can tell, I still have it on and I'm really impressed that it has stayed so well on my skin and it hasn't moved that much. It maintained, it became a little bit more luminous again because my natural oils coming through the foundation, but it didn't move. So really, really pretty. I'm very impressed with this foundation. I think if you want to acquire a little bit more of a radiant type of finish, you may need to use a primer that has a little bit of a moisturizing property. And then what I'm really, really impressed and super happy about it is that it didn't cling on my dry patches. I uploaded a video of another foundation, the McGRATH foundation, and although that foundation is pretty sheer and it didn't even build to a medium coverage, it clinged on my dry patches and this one hasn't. So I'm happily impressed about this foundation and I'm planning to wear it more often. Another thing that I'm super impressed about is that it hasn't settled onto my pores, so my pores, they don't look enlarged, and that is weird to say from a luminous foundation, because luminous foundations, radiant foundations, dewy foundations, they sometimes make your pores look enlarged. This one doesn't at all. And then as well, transfer, I don't think it have any transfer, to be honest with you, because it actually sets itself like right away, which I'm really impressed. So let me see right here. It also says that it doesn't have flashback, so there you go. I just press my skin to it, and as you can see, I mean, you could tell like as soon as I apply it, the foundation dry and it was completely set. And then again, as far as the setting powder, I really like how silky it is, how smooth it goes. It makes my skin right here where I apply it, it felt really velvety, and I really like it, and it really smoothed my under eyes. It didn't make them look dry, so I really like this powder right here. Now this is the translucent one, and like I said, it's not very translucent. It has a hint of like a whitish tone, so I'm thinking maybe I will go to the store and maybe get like the banana one and see how it looks on my skin. This may be really good for brightening, but it's not really translucent, to be honest with you. Now if you are allergic to talc, the first ingredient of this powder is talc. Last thing about these two products, they are very lightweight, very comfortable, You can barely feel them on your face, pretty much like nothing. And actually I got 2 compliments today back to back about how good it looked my skin, and I was like, oh, and it was so funny because it was back to back. It was this girl that she works for in my company, and then she told me something, and then it came a client and she told me something, and I kind of laughed, and the client was like, what? And then my employee, she said, well, I just told her the same thing. So I mean, that talks volumes about it. So anyhow, I think these are a go. I'm really happy to have this foundation and setting powder on my collection. Again, I may try the banana one because these have a little bit of a white cast, but it's not noticeable on the skin. It's just when you see it and touch it. And even right now that it's gone from my finger, this finger right here, this index finger, it feels super soft. So it's very, very smooth, velvety, silky. Really love both products. Anyhow, my friends, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did so, please do not forget to give it a like, share it with some other people that may like this type of videos. Also, please leave your comments down below. Are you planning to pick up any of these products? What do you think about them? Let's start the conversation. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribe to my channel and ring that big bell so we can become a bigger, nicer family. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye!